As I told you earlier, the President of the Republic of Kenya, President William Ruto, knows that the greatest mistake he can make in his political career right now is to allow Rigathi Gachagua to continue doing what he has been doing as a deputy president, and that is continue talking about the Mount Kenya region, continue holding press conferences, TV interviews, because that is where he will be buying his airtime. Now, today, Rigathi Gachagua is expected to hold an interview on Inooro TV on a show called Kiririmbi, which is the most watched political show in the Mount Kenya region. But as the intel that we are receiving right now, the government of Kenya has written to Royal Media Services requesting the cancellation of the scheduled interview of the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Now, this is why Ruto is doing this thing. He knows that the Mount Kenya region people are sympathizers, most of them. And once Gachagua takes a stand on that television, and you know Gachagua always has a running mouth. He will run his mouth, spill, and talk ill about exposing the government of President William Ruto. Knowing President William Ruto very well, he is not a man that is fond of taking criticism positively. So right now they have written messages and letters requesting Inooro TV and any other media station that might even be thinking of hosting Rigathi Gachagua in the next 1 year or so. Because if he continues treading in this path, Gachagua's political influence in the Mount Kenya region is not going to be diminished. It's not going to die. It is going to continue standing. Remember yesterday, Gachagua made an impromptu visit to Kirinyaga County where he was attending a burial service. And there he had some documented conversation with the people of Kirinyaga. The people telling him they know how the game was played. They know why President William Ruto took Kedora Kindiki for his deputy. So which means he has started playing the card of divisive politics in the Mount Kenya region and also started seeking sympathy. Now he will get it in full force today if he holds that interview at Kiririmbi. And Ruto, knowing this, he will do everything in his power to censor Rigathi Gachagua from making contribution to his career and continue growing his influence in the Mount Kenya region. Rigathi Gachagua, when it comes to money, he has the amount of money that William Ruto had while he was a DP. So Ruto campaigned for several years without the support of the government and while fighting the government. Gachagua can do that even for 10 years. And after that, the man will be a force to reckon. The man cannot be stopped. So Ruto has to formulate strategies to tame Rigathi Gachagua's influence in the Kenyan politics. And what is a more powerful tool to use than deny him a chance to address the nation? Because Rigathi Gachagua, his problem began with a TV interview, and his problem also headed with the TV interview where he held a press conference at his current residence, the deputy president's current residence, trying to defend his case in front of the public and the people of the Republic of Kenya. That is when he nailed the last nail on his political coffin. So if he wants to remain relevant, he has to hold these press conferences, interviews. And Gachagua is an old dog that believes in TV and radio. You know, Ruto knows that he can sell propaganda through blogs, through social media, but Gachagua believes in Inooro TV, Kameme TV, and he believes in Citizen NTV, K24, TV47, those uh, mainstream media. Those are the things that Gachagua believes in. So if Ruto takes that away from him, then he has crippled Rigathi Gachagua's influence. Now, what other way does Ruto have to tame Rigathi Gachagua? According to the latest intelligence report that we are receiving, is that President William Ruto has received an intelligence report from the National Intelligence Service where they are currently preparing treason charges against the deputy president, the former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua. Now, if they bring up these treason charges, that means Gachagua will be fighting for his life in the courtrooms, and he will have no chance to continue doing the rallies, to continue attending events or functions in the Mount Kenya region, as he has always been doing for the last 2 years. So which means his influence will start crashing down. One thing we know about the people of Mount Kenya region, once you disappear on them, they start forgetting you. It's the same thing with the Kenyan politics. Once you disappear away from them, the people start forgetting you. The people start forgetting what you really did or what you were really standing for. So some treason charges are being brought against Gachagua on the grounds that Gachagua he himself, during the Gen Z demonstrations movement, Gachagua was approached by sources close to the president to try and find a solution to stop the movement or the Occupy Parliament demonstration. But Gachagua said Ruto he himself must come and beg him to stop that movement that was going on that growth that was going on in the Gen Z demos. So, which means that they have some formulated and critical evidence, forensic evidence, to really bring a case against Gachagua on the basis of treason. Should I remind you that what changed Moi is the coup attempt by Ezekiah Ochoka and the other detectives from the Air Force who tried to overthrow his government in the attempted coup of the year 1982. That is what changed Moi. And people like Raila Odinga suffered the consequences of being jailed for charges of plotting a coup against the government, charges of treason. It's the same thing that might happen to the current regime. It's the same thing that might happen to Rigathi Gachagua when it comes to the speculations of treason charges. You know, Gachagua thinks that the mountain got his back. But the mountain people currently are angry. They don't have food to eat. They don't have money to spend. So the best they can do is talk on social media, but there is no action they can take. Are you getting the point? There is no action they can take since they don't have the financial stability to take those actions. Wataachana na biashara zao waende wakaandamane kwa sababu ya Gachagua? Sidhani. Wengi wao, you know, Gachagua thought once he is out of even his impeachment is brought in the floor of the house, that this country will run into chaos, but that didn't happen. So hata akifungwa, what can happen? That is what that is the idea that the NIS, the DCI, and President William Ruto, together with his allied MPs, they are toying with. So giving him a chance to appear on television to try and defend his case again is something that Ruto doesn't want, and he knows the consequences that this can have, because he knows this man, or they can even go ahead and allow him to have that interview, because they know Gachagua has a running mouth. He will make some allegations against the presidency and against some certain people, and that is when now they can start now pressing the charges against him. Remember, when he held his last conference, which was after leaving the current hospital, he pointed out that the president had connived with some certain people to try and kill him. Now that gave the DCI a go ahead to really give a summon to Gachagua to appear at the DCI headquarters, which he did not honor. Now, if he goes on live television today, makes the same mistake of bringing certain allegations again, that means the DCI now can have another ground of trying to summon Gachagua right now, because he does not have the immunity that he had as a deputy president. They can now take the step forward of uh, seeking an arrest warrant of Bonerigiji. That's how the politics of the Republic are played. For now, I leave it there. I remind you to make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you in our next video. This is Celeb Corner KE.